Hey, let's play Victoria 3. I'm the Michigan mayor, and here I am in Lansing, Michigan. It's the year 1730, and this is going to be a deep dive, economy, slow, immersive playthrough. Now, the whole world is decolonized, so everything's going to have to be colonized by hand. We're going to have to build all of our resources. There's no free resources. Everything has to come from our pop's labor. There's no markets. I basically turned it into as hard as you can make it. And I'm going to go over my legal system here. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a construction sector. Alright, and I'll do that. Put it on play. Now, legal system. I have a council republic, anarchy, multicultural, a total separation, so it's free religion. Now I kept hereditary bureaucrats because I want to have that. That's all right. Now, really quick here, I'm going to fix my illegitimate government to the farmers. Now back to my legal system. I have a professional army. Liberties are guaranteed for my population. I have a command economy. That way I can put down every building by hand. There's no private economy. There's no AI in the game. The only AI is inside the pops. The populations live. They're alive. They have their own lives. They make wages and go to work. And now they have houses. We'll have to support all of our people. You know, I'm going to throw down a logging camp real quick. So I have isolationism. It's because there's no market. If I turn isolationism off, I'm going to sell it to an empty market, and it'll inflate all the goods, my prices of my goods, and it'll give me cheap income that I don't want. I have consumption-based tax because I'm not going to tax my people, which reminds me, even though I don't tax them, if you turn this down, it still increases your legitimacy and decreases the standard of living expected. So that's always a good thing to do. I have homesteading peasants. Now this means that a certain percent of the subsistence farms are always going to be subsistence. So we're not going to be able to take them all away, so they belong to the people. I have colonial resettlement. So when we colonize places, it's going to push Yankees. Our culture is Yankees and Algonquin. So when we colonize, we'll push our culture into there. I have a dedicated police force, public schools. Now, public health insurance is going to make things difficult because as soon as the urban center comes up, I'm going to need to supply it with pharmaceuticals. That'll be fine though. Our people are going to like it. They'll be happy. Now these things on the bottom I won't worry about yet. I have protected speech. You can say, my pops can say whatever they want. Doesn't matter. Workers' protections are enacted. I have compulsory primary school enacted. Women's suffrage, so they can do whatever they want for free. Now the welfare is on old age pensions. And we'll turn that up and down as the game goes. When I make more money, I'll turn it up. We're going to try to have our population towards the end of the game is going to be a fully automated luxury communist society where most of our people are unemployed, right? So we're going to have to give them something. Now I have no border controls, so all of the natives across the planet can move here if they want to, if they think they can get a better life. There's no slaves. We have factory councils. Now the slave thing, when I click here on my neighbors, you're going to see that they do have slaves. So one of the main points of this push in our playthrough is we're going to go into the other states and free the slaves, because we are against slavery, and I want to come and free the slaves from their destitution. I'm going to turn the speed on to 4 here, and I think I said all of the good things. And first thing I'll do is I'm going to put down my lumber camp. And I'm going to start to colonize into Ontario. Now, the reason I'm going to go to Ontario before Ohio is mainly because they have resources that I want. Copper, common ore, and rare earth mines. Those would be useful for the computers. The computers and phones and stuff later. We got a long ways to get there. Okay, my logging camp's put down. So I'm going to go ahead and build my livestock ranch. Now, the construction sector, it's on wooden buildings, and it's consuming wood and fabric. And that's why I'm putting down my logging camp. And the first logging camp that I build here in Michigan, it's in Traverse City, and it's a simple forestry, horse-drawn carriages. So they just use their axes, chopping down trees like old-fashioned days. And right away, I come up here and look at my bureaucracy, and it's too low. I need more. So I'm going to build one government building, and if I hold the Alt button on the keyboard, it puts it on top of my building queue. And I like to put things on top when I really need them. And another thing I'm going to do is build my army here in Michigan. I'm going to give it a commander, John Winthrop. He's part of the Armed Forces Interest Group. And that's where he belongs. Now I'm going to change this to irregular infantry. And I'm going to recruit a bunch of conscriptions. Just like that. Because I don't really have enough money to pay for a standing army. I'm going to put my government wages on high. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm going to keep them where they are. Now the government building is constructed, and we're going to see it fill up with aristocrats, bureaucrats, and clerks. And the only people that I have here in the beginning is the aristocrats on the manor house here, and the clergymen. Now the aristocrats are going to start to lose their standard of living, because I'm taking the peasants away from them. And I'm also going to start to produce the same goods that they do, so I'm in competition with the aristocrats. So Ontario has risen up against my colonization efforts. So sadly, I'm gonna have to raise my army, call my conscriptions, send them over here to the front line. And now I want to show in my journal this thing here, the humanitarian decision. If I click it, it's going to take a long time to colonize, but it's a mod, and when I have it activated, which it is activated, it just makes you colonize really fast. So we can push these colonies, but it's going to piss off the natives, so they're going to rebel a lot more than normal. And when I said I turned off rebellions, I didn't mean I turned off. They're going to rebel still. It's just there's not going to be a big. If there was a civil war, I'm not going to have a big red button in the middle of my nation for like 25 years that says there's a civil war that's 95% ready. And that's going to make the game a lot better for me personally. And I'm going to speed this up. Well, no, I'm not building anything. So I'll come back. I'm going to look at my building, my livestock ranch. So my price of meat is now down. So the next thing I need here is sugar and fruit. So I'm going to put down a maize farm, which is corn farm. And it's going to have simple farming with ox-powered plows. And I'm going to have it have citrus orchards. And that's going to grow fruit and sugar. Alright, so now I'm fighting the war with Ontario. I'm going to win, so it don't matter. The only problem with this is people die, right? There's my people die and their people die. And I don't really want anybody to die. I don't want mortality. I want all my pops to live happy, long lives. So as sad as it is, we're going to need to fight them. And we're going to win, for sure. But I don't want to do it because it'll kill them. It's just something that we have to do. Eventually the world will be taken over and we won't have to worry about nothing, no bad shit like that. But it is what it is. Now, I am touching New York, so I'm going to push into New York. Oh, I can't yet? Okay, so I'm not doing that yet. Probably have to wait for the war to finish. Oh, and I'm not actually touching it, so no worries. Now, the main thing I want to focus on is growing my GDP. Now, the GDP is important because it gives me minting. And minting is really where I get most of my money from. But since I have on command economy, I also have dividends because I own all the buildings. And I can use this Social Security as like a dividends to my citizens to give out the profits for all my buildings or whatever. And so we've gone into the next year, 1731. My GDP is totally fallen off of the map here, but I do need another government building. So I'm going to put one government building, and I'm going to look at my maize farm and see I have fruit, but not enough sugar. And it doesn't make very much sugar. So we're going to, let's see, I'm going to put a maize farm over here in Ontario. Not yet, but eventually. Now the construction efficiency in all these other territories is going to be really low, 33%. But it can get all the way to 80 or 90, depending on the turmoil of the radicals. Right, so if I go here to this, well, it doesn't show it yet. It will show it. But the states are going to have turmoil, and that's going to hurt really bad. We can get through the turmoil by building buildings higher in their pops and making them happier. So the next thing I'm going to build over here, I'm going to build a vineyard so I can give my people some wine. That'll be profitable for me, and it'll be good for them because it's going to make them happier. It'll give them more things for them to purchase. Now that's not going to take long. It's only going to take 13 weeks. And you see up here this green bar. Every time the green bar goes by, it's 1 week. So it's like, let's see, I'm going to count. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So every 6 seconds is a week. So in a minute, a couple months goes by. So right now it's August 1731. And through all that talking, the vineyard's almost halfway done. But I'm going to come into the state here, and I'm going to check out my pops. I'm going to go to the largest population. Well, it's the Dixie Protestants. I'm going to click on them, and I'll come to consumption, and I want to show that they demand all kinds of products. Even if I don't make them, they still demand those products. Now there's none on the market. And if I click on, let's say, luxury furniture, it says they have buy orders, but there's no sell orders. Now in the vanilla game that doesn't happen, I don't think. But I have a few economy mods, and I have some population mods, and I have a couple mods for my peasants to make the peasants be able to buy things. Because these are peasants, right? Now the peasants demand all their goods, just like a normal person. So our peasants are just going to be regular people who live in our state, just like laborers. And they're going to be important. They're going to be part of our society. The more peasants we have, the more demand we have, and the more items we sell. So now I have my building finished. Maize farm, wine farm, livestock ranch. And I'm not going to upgrade the building until this cash reserve turns gold. And the next thing it looks like I'm going to need here, I'm going to go for my groceries. Well, I'm going to change my mind, and I'm going to go for paper. Now I'm going to go for paper so that I can upgrade my government building to consume paper. That should help my GDP out a little bit. And I do need to keep the price of wood down. The first stage is I'm going to get my GDP up by building lumber camps and farms and stuff. And then once I have enough GDP to come out of debt and start to have a good balance, a good reserve balance, where I can upgrade my construction sector and go back into debt. Right? And then once I get more money and I start to get a lot more income, I can upgrade my construction sector again. And I want to push towards full industrialization as fast as possible. And I'm going to industrialize each state separately. I'll put it on fast mode. Yeah, every state's going to be colonized separate. And I want to focus on local economies. So each state's going to be important. Every building we build is going to matter. They're all going to be important. And I am going to have corporations. If I build 5 buildings, I can always found a corporation. But then that corporation will just keep the same 5 buildings. So I can still get the bonus from the corporation. And we can still see all the names of the corporations, like Ford and John Deere and all that stuff. And I think that'll be cool. But they won't go crazy and buy all the shit and cover the map with the same building over and over. Because that's no fun. This is going to be very fun. So now, let's see what I built here. My paper mill. So now I have paper. And the thing with the time here, the speed, I can let it run. It won't matter. Because now I'm not worried about revolutions or what time it is. We could get to the year 3000. It's no big deal. So I'll come down here to my government administration. And first I'm going to put it on file cabinets to give my paper mill a chance to hire. And now when the price of paper goes down, I'll go and I'll upgrade it to advanced file cabinets. And right away, I'll come up here and I'm going to push my colonial affair button up. Law enforcement and home affairs. Pretty basic so far. And the next building, probably going to be glass. Anyway, I'll go to my government and I'm going to change it to standard file system. It'll take 20 paper. It's going to give me 152 bureaucracy. And now, so I'm going to slow it down and I'm losing money, right? Not making none. I need more profitable buildings. So I'm going to come here to Ontario and I'm going to build a tobacco plantation. Now I know tobacco plantations are going to be worth a good amount of money. Now I might have went ahead too soon with my government administration, but maybe not. It says here I'm spending a lot of money on paper. Probably because wood's expensive. But that'll give my logging camps a chance to hire and grow their cash reserves. So how long till this is done? 16 weeks until my tobacco plantation is done. So I'm going to speed this up and see what it looks like. And light this up too. And I'm going to build, what I need when I need it. I don't want to push for things too fast, but at the same time, I want to push for things really fast. So I'm going to be a split personality, right, through this game. I think groceries are going to be my next best bet. So I'm going to put down my food industry. Now, my lumber mill is almost completely hired. Now it is. So I'm going to hold down the Alt button and build another one. And I'm going to build that before I build the food. Because I'm not actually making any money at all. Right? I need my GDP to be higher in order to make any real money. And I'm spending most of my money on the paper. So I might want to turn this down. If I go into debt, I will turn this down by 1, but I think I can hold it for now. I think I can, it's alright. I'm going to speed this up a little. Now after my logging camp's done, looks like it hired right away. Okay, Ontario is colonized. So I'm going to go for... Wait, no I'm not. I'm going to go for New York. That way we can get some fish. Yeah, and I'm gonna have tons and tons of radicals. I can show you now. Now the radicals, oh, it still isn't like it. It'll pop up with turmoil. I get turmoil in the States, and I forget exactly what it does, but it just makes things worse. It increases mortality. I know that. So now here's my food industry going up. My logging camps are all the way hired. And I'm still spending a lot on wood from the paper mill. So when I buy paper, really, I'm just buying wood that's turned into paper. Obviously. But that's how the economy works, right? You turn basic resources into all of the rest of the resources. Alright, I stamped out monarchy. Awesome. So now I have a representative Kermit Garfield. And I still need some sugar, so let me turn this speed down. I have 29 weeks for the food industry to be completed. Now if I come to Ontario, and let's say I want to build a logging camp, that's going to take 23 weeks. Alright, so I'll do the food industry first. And I am going to come here to the government building. I'm going to turn this down. It's too much money for now. Now my bureaucracy is low, and that's going to hurt my dividends, but that's fine. I'm going to speed it up again. Get this food industry done. It's going to be 21 more weeks. Things look fine, I think. Agitator appears. Oh yeah, I'm going to turn all these check marks off, so that way they don't pop up in my inventory. And there's my food factory. 1 week. There we go. And I am making some profit now. Not very much, just a little. Oh, no, I'm not, because I lost my GDP. Okay, so the next building, I'm going for the logging camp. That's right, in Ontario. And that's going to take 16 more weeks. So let's see how that looks when it's finished. And that's probably not going to make me much money, to be honest. Almost done, 5 weeks. And I'd like to put down probably a textile mill. Well, I have the paper mill, so I could probably build an arts academy next. So I'm not, nothing is under construction, and I am making some money, I guess, sometimes. Right, is my... So this is a good time now. I'll build my art academy. Now the art academy is just going to have just traditional art, independent artists. And I'm going to look all around my states here. My logging camp should fill up here, and I kind of want to put one in New York next. After my arts academy is done, I'll probably put a logging camp here in New York. Yeah, so here's my GDP now. It's 500,000. But it's only 500,000 because I'm constructing. Right? A lot of my GDP comes from construction. When the building goes away, I lose the construction for it. I'm very much in debt. So the next building I think that I'm going to target for is going to be... What could I get? I'm going to build my textile mill. That's for 600. An instrument workshop would also be for 600. But I do need glass. Definitely need glass. If I do furniture, I can do hardwood also. So I'm going to do my furniture manufacturing. And I'm going to have it build luxury furniture. And that means I can turn my logging camp to hardwood. And that's going to give me some more GDP. Now I see both of my logging camps are completely hired with people. So I'm going to put my logging camp in Michigan on top of my list. Try to get the price of this wood down a little more. Now my GDP is pretty steady at 600,000. It's 1737. Now I have 3.32 million people. Tons of radicals, right? All kind of crazy radicals. And that's the way it's going to be for most of the game. I probably should get some houses. What do I need for houses? Furniture and wood. So after the furniture and wood is done, I can do rental houses. And that's going to do 300 construction, so that'll be done fast. Then I can give my people somewhere to live, because right now they're homeless, right? Oh, they live in their shacks around the manor house, on their farms and shit. Now the furniture factory has 7 weeks left. And it's just going to be handcrafted furniture. They're going to make luxury furniture too. Hand assembled. Okay, so furniture factory is done. I'm going to come to the logging camp and change it to hardwood. And now I just have to wait for my rental houses to be done. And that should be enough. And I should come here too. I really do need another government building. Because when this bureaucracy is down, I do lose my dividends. I'm losing a quarter of my dividends. So now let's come to... I'll open up my rental house card and see that it's hiring everyone. Engineers, shopkeepers, and laborers. So there's no construction going on. My economy is stable at around 600 to 700 GDP. And I am making money. Okay, I'm in business. Now, the rental houses here, you can change them to tenements, apartment blocks, and high-rise construction. Same here. I can do private landlord or state housing authority. I should do state housing authority. I wonder what's different. This one it hires some bureaucrats, but it makes less rental houses. I don't see any benefit. I'm going to keep it on private. New York has risen up against me. I'll mobilize my army. And I'll send them on down. Oh, I gotta wait till they actually make it over here. There you go. I got one person. Send them over. And I'll fight these natives. And I got nothing under construction, so I'm going to put a logging camp over here in New York. Now the GDP should be nothing but up for the rest of the game. Unless I mess up really bad. I did have a hard start. I started off kind of rocky. But I've had worse starts. There's nothing free. Everything has to be worked for. Now, I'll turn the speed up here. Get through time fast. And I'm going to mess with the speed. I'm going to have it go fast and slow. Whatever I feel like I need. I'd like it to stay on fast as much as possible. And the war has broken out. Yeah, I know I'm going to win. And I killed 168. And I lost 386. Ouch. Ouchie, ouchie. Okay, so now let me start thinking again about my construction. I just put down my logging camps in New York. So here in Ontario, I'm just going to build a livestock ranch. That'll be good. The logging camp here in Ontario is doing very well. And their cash reserve is about to max out. So this is going to be a really nice spot to put another logging camp. Because I know for sure that this one's going to grow. And I have just colonized New York. That's done. I'm going to come and colonize Indiana. Another thing too about the peasants with the mods and changes I have is they do contribute to the economy. So whenever I take land, it's going to grow my GDP just a little. Because the peasants are providing wood. What are they providing? Wood, clothes, furniture, grain, fabric, water, and liquor. Now when this logging camp is finished up here, I'm going to go through each state, I think. Oh yeah, so New York can build a fishery, and I do need fish, so I'll go ahead and do that. And after the fishery, I'm going to put a wheat farm in Ontario and New York. And it'll just be a basics farms with ox plowed, and they're going to have citrus orchards. I could have one do sugar beets. Yeah, I'm going to have New York have sugar beets. Which one did I build first? Ontario? I'll build New York first. They both have the same negative construction efficiency, so it doesn't really matter which one I put first. Okay, the fishing wharf is finished. So I'm going to look and see. It's going to hire shopkeepers and laborers for $1.21. Now I'm making my fish. They're still expensive, but it's cheaper. And I produce 31 fish, and my nation buys 35 fish. If I go to the local price, now New York only needs 8 fish. They produce 31. So if I look at the fishing wharf here, fish is going to be a stack of silver coins and one silver. So it's going to be 611. I don't think that's the price of one fish. Oh, there it is. I can see it up here. New York is 21.3 and the market is 21.3. I guess it's the same. Yeah, I don't know. So the construction's done. I'm gonna come to Michigan and look around in here. Look all over. Yeah, so I'm gonna put down my glass factory. Here's my glass works. My glass works are gonna make forest glass. So it's gonna be out of wood, and then probably sand. Sand's everywhere. So they'll take wood and sand, which isn't represented. It's just how you make it, and I'll make glass. And the glass can be sold to my people. I also need it to do various different things, especially for the pharmaceuticals. I'm not going to be able to make pharmaceuticals until I have glass. And I do want to build my GDP up a little more. So once the glass factory is done, I'm going to build a vineyard here. Well, no, I'm not doing anything. Just the glass factory. Just put that down. That'll make GDP enough. I only want to build what I want, what I need, when I need it. I don't want to put extra stuff. And it can look here and see I have tons of radicals. That's alright. My standard of living looks good for now, but it's going to go down because my population is going to grow pretty fast. This is growing by like 20,000 people. And okay, so my glass factory is finished. So right away, I'm going to put down my pharmaceuticals because I have enough for it. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. My bad. But at least the building hasn't even finished building yet. So that's good. Okay, yeah, so I'm excited to get through this. I'm excited to start going. Now I know that this Victoria series, where I have it emptied like this, is one of the probably the least viewed videos on my channel. But I like this a lot, and I do see that there are people who do watch it. So for you guys that watch it, I hope you're as excited as me. I can't wait to start building these computers and data centers. And I am making profit while I'm building. So that is a great thing to see. Now I do need government. I'm going to build 2 more government buildings. Well, no, I'm only going to build 1. Because I'm not sure how my paper's going to look. The cash reserves are lowering. And now they're getting higher. Yeah, because I just finished my government building. The price of paper went up. Isn't there a chart, like a graph? Where's that at? There it is. Not too much of a change. And now I don't have any demand for any goods, so I'll come to my market and I'm going to look for prices. I'm going to look and see what I need. I'm going to do some media content. So I build a media content building. I can sell that to my people, and I can also use it to build a university. And now since I have glass, I can also build the homeowners. Where'd it go? I just seen it, right? Rental. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Homeowners housing district. There we go. Yeah, because I have the rental district here. And oh, rental houses are still expensive. And Indiana has been colonized. So I'm going to come here to Michigan and I'm going to build another rental housing district. That way I can get some people to more houses. That's expensive. I'll play again on the button up here. And even though I built those new government buildings, I still need one more. So I'm going to put one down. Then my bureaucracy can come back up to where it should be. And paper has now gotten pretty damn expensive. So I'll come to my paper mill, and for sulfate pulpating, I need sulfur. I don't have that yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and build another paper mill. And right now it's hired 500 shopkeepers and 4.5 thousand laborers. And it pays the laborers $10. $10.50. So it's pretty good to work here. This is a nice building for someone to work at. And now I will come to my population. Well, let me look and see. So my subsistence farms are still not full. The one in New York almost is. Once it fills up, I'm going to have lots of unemployed people and they're going to live in destitution. So now I need tools, and the tools are needed in my media industry. It needs paper and tools. So I'm going to build my tool workshop. And it is 1747 in December. There's 6.26 million people. And my home ownership district is almost finished. So now my rental district is being built. I'll come back here and I'm going to open up my homeowners housing district. And I can see that homes are very cheap. So here's the Michigan market, and here's local prices. So I need to build homes in Ontario, Indiana, and New York to get them cheaper. And I think, is that going to hurt the rental building? Let me look at the rental building. Here's the rental building. Yeah, it does make this cheaper. Consumed by pop levels for rental housing needs and owned housing. So a rental house equals 0.4 of an owned house. But if they go for the rental house, an owned house is worth 2.5 rental houses. I'm going to slow this down and look at it. I'm going to check out one of my pops. I'll go to my population and I'll pick my biggest one. Peasants on the subsistence farm in Indiana. There's 1 million of them. So let's see here. So I'll go back to my census. Click population. Oh, they went down. So subsistence farms. There's 500,000 people here on my subsistence farm. I'll go over to them. Now rental houses are here. They spend 15% on rental houses. And owned houses are here. And they spend 4% on owned houses. So let's see, silk is for standard closing. It shows this stuff. So if we go to owned housing, and it's part of the rental housing POP needs. Okay, so now I'll go up here to rental housing. It's part of the rental housing POP needs. So it says the same thing. So the rental housing, okay. I'll come back and look at this one. The POP's budget is spent on owned housing, part of the rental housing POP needs. Okay, so the populations are always going to rent, but then they only own if it's better. And that's the same thing with a lot with the other goods. For example, like ceramics. I'll do ceramics. I'm going to click on vineyard. So I open up the wine, and I can see that the wine is part of the wealth group for intoxicants. So liquor is the default, and tobacco, all of the other intoxicants are worth more. So wine is worth 1.66 liquor. So the housing is worth more than the rental, just like the wine is worth more than the alcohol. Okay, that makes sense. I'm gonna save this really quick. Just a quick save like that. Just because I've seen something happen. There, that did it again. That's all right. So now I need tools. Let me look at my tool factory. It's coming up under production. Awesome. My pharmaceutical factory industry is making tons of money, and it's profitable, and it has a full cash reserve. So I got plenty of medicine. I'm going to put another colony here into Ohio, which I should have did before Indiana. But it's alright. It's November 1749. The tool factory has 19 weeks left. I discovered oil in Ontario. Cool. It's only 6 million people still. I'm waiting to hit that 7 million mark. And my literacy has pretty much bottomed out at 50%. And I am making some cash, so at this point, I'm going to put down my university. That way I can get this literacy bar to come back towards the north. I wanted this to go back up. I don't want it stuck on 50%. Now my standard of living is doing a lot better than I expected it to be. And my loyalists are becoming even more loyal than I thought. I have more loyalists than radicals. But I'm sure that's going to change soon. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to put down all my farms, at least one of each farm in each state. So New York's going to have a tobacco and a livestock and a vineyard built. I'll put down my vineyard in Ontario. And I'm just going to let those buildings complete. Now, I probably put too many, so I'm just gonna not do that. Let's calm down on building. I'm gonna come to my market and I'm gonna look and see what I need. It looks like fish is still expensive, so that means I should come here and build another fishing wharf. That would be the smart thing to do. It'll bring the price of fish down. Eventually, I'm going to want to upgrade my food industry to consume the fish. But I just don't have enough yet. And there's no real reason to upgrade this yet either. My food's so cheap. The prices in my market can go from 90% to negative 90%. And right now my food is sitting at negative 78%. And it's cost $6 for one item of food. So that's probably making my people, that's probably why they're so happy here. And most of the radicals are coming from already annexed states. And I still don't have any turmoil yet. Maybe I won't get turmoil, but I should with the radicals. Radicals should cause some turmoil. Oh, I do have turmoil right here. So Ohio has 20% turmoil. But it's not hurting the state yet. That's alright, I'll just keep my eyes on it. It's not going to as long as there's loyalists. And I don't really need to build anything. I'm going to come look at my buildings. And I'm going to build a new building. And I'm going to put down the instruments. Nope, not instruments. I know what I need. I need to make clothes. So I'll do it my textile mill. Now my peasants make clothes. But it's the most expensive item that they make. And on the whole market, I do produce 250, and I only need 169. So that building might not be worth that much. Now, Ohio is colonized. Now I'm going to colonize Pennsylvania next. That way I can have a nice route here. And there is another building after my textile mill that I want to do. I should build another construction building. It looks like I'm making enough money to be able to do it. And my institutions are all the way up like I wanted them. I'm going to increase my health system by 1. And I'm going to throw a construction sector on top of my build queue ahead of the textile mill. And then I'm going to put a government building underneath the textile mill. So textile mill is finished. It's going to hire shopkeepers and laborers. And now I'm going to want to upgrade all my shit to be luxury stuff. I want luxury clothes, and I want luxury... I want ceramics. Now ceramics need dye, and clothes need silk. And with the Tech&Res mod, you can do that stuff inside of a chemical factory. So I'm going to put down my chemical factory, and I have a tooling workshop, so I can also build a sulfur mine. So I'll put down those 2 things, and now I'm back to losing money during construction because my construction points are worth more money. I'll come look at the construction sector, and wood and fabric are still alright. So I'm not going to build any more lumber camps or anything yet. And when we get to a point where I have problems, where I have no goods in demand, I can look around and start to put the new goods I don't have yet. And when goods are in demand, I might upgrade buildings or I might not. I want local economies, like I said. So I might try to only upgrade things if I produce the items that they need in the local state. It'll help my local GDP. And it says it in here, I think, somewhere. Yeah, right here. GDP for New York is 371. Michigan's is 1 million. Ontario is 500,000. Ohio is 200, and Indiana is 340. Ohio, I guess, is 220. And I just laid claim to Pennsylvania. Now I'll come back to my chemical plant, and I'm gonna see it has artificial fertilizers. I'll change it to synthetic dye, and I'll change it to rayon. So now I can make dyes and silk. So now I need iron. The chemical plant takes iron to make fertilizer. So I'll come here to the iron mine. I'm going to put one down. And I'm going to double check my tooling factory and see there's plenty of room to hire people. And it makes 20 tools. And the whole nation only consumes 8 tools. So that's good. So we'll get that iron mine and have plenty of iron. And now I'm going to check on all of my subsistence farms. And I can see New York has filled up. Ontario's basically filled up. I'm going to look at New York. Yeah. And they have 64,000 unemployed people. Pennsylvania has risen up. Yeah, they're pissed. That's fine though. Yeah, so where's my army? I'll take my army, mobilize, raise the conscriptions, and I'm gonna send them down there. Well, I can't. I gotta wait till the conscription arrives. I'm gonna put one permanent military member right in Michigan. Just like that. And now these states here, if I come and look at the manor house, they don't have enough aristocrats or clergymen. I look at the qualifications and it gets 2 a month. And I should probably not put any buildings in any states that don't have any qualifications. I feel like that would be like, you know, what? And my military's ready. I'm going to send them on down. Waiting for the barracks to get done. 2 weeks from now. I'll hit this button, put it back on fast mode. Speed 5. 1756. War with Pennsylvania broke out. Let's see. They lost 1 person. Awesome. Exactly how I want things. Oh, I finished colonizing right as they were done. I think that's what happened. So now I'm going to go for... Cannot colonize. Oh, yeah. I am still colonized. Okay. Now colonization of Pennsylvania is complete. And I need sulfur. So I wonder why. I'll come back to my sulfur mine and see that they're not hiring anybody. Which is probably why. Oh, now they hired a little. So they hire people. And now sulfur's cheap and they can't pay them. And once it runs out of money and they fire everyone, sulfur's going to get expensive again. That's fine. It'll just cycle around. And now I can look and see what else I need. I'm going to go for another construction sector. Except I'm going to put them... I'll put one in New York and one in Ohio. And I'll let those build. I want to get to the point where the game can run and I can do things fast enough to where I can keep it on speed 4 and not have to go to speed 5. But speed 5 is kind of essential at the beginning. So there's my construction sectors. I'm going to go ahead and put one in all of my states. So everybody will have a wooden building construction sector. That way I can get more things done. And I'm going to need more lumber camps, but I'll wait to have a lumber camp until it looks like it's good enough. Until it says I need lumber. But until then, I'll just wait. My pharmaceutical industry is doing very well. That's just awesome. Now I can come and look. I haven't looked yet. I'll come to my urban center. There's shopkeepers, clergymen, clerks, and laborers. And yeah, so they're not making enough transportation. So in Michigan, they need 17 transportation. Well, no, I make 17. They need 40. That's a big difference. Another building I need in every single state is houses. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to build. Let's see. Is it in this menu here? No, it's probably in my urban. home ownership, and rental. Here it is right here, rental. So I'm going to put a rental building in Ontario. It has a check mark for job seekers. I should probably put one in every state because people need houses. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll put down a rental house in each state and we'll build those out. That way our people have somewhere to live. Because right now they're homeless. They live at work. And I'm also going to do another colony. I'll do Illinois. Just one at a time. And then inside of Illinois here, I wonder if I should put a construction sector. I'm using 29 out of 29. I'm spending 15,000. I spent $20,000 on construction. So I probably overdid the construction sectors where I put one in every state. I may have to go around and turn some of them off. Plus, that's spending $20,000 on 29 construction points. That ain't worth shit. I'm gonna come here to Michigan, to my construction sector. Now for iron frame buildings, I need common ore. I have iron and tools. And I can get common ore in Ontario. Common ore right here. I'm going to line this building up. Yeah. I'm going to take this construction sector out of Indiana. I'm going to keep it in Ontario. I'm going to need it there, I know that. And I'd like to have one of all of these, but probably Indiana, probably won't need one. Now all this money here that I'm spending is going directly to my population, and it's going right into the buildings reserves. And that's always better. I would rather my population have the money than me. I don't want this money. I need to get rid of it. And I'm going to come here, I'm going to look through my population census data. And I'll come over and I'll look at... I have a couple destitute populations. They're not too bad. The servicemen are unemployed. So I don't have that many unemployed people, so that's awesome. But here in New York it says I do. So what's up with that here? Census data. I'll reset everything. Ooh, yeah, now I can see. So there's a lot of unemployed people in destitution. So the biggest one is these laborers, the RQ laborers in Michigan and New York. It's these guys here. They spend most of their money on housing, which is probably how most of my pops are in the game right now. Except here in Michigan, where I have houses, I'll find the biggest group. I'll just go with my laborers. I'll pick him. Consumption. It's still most of his money spent on his rent. And then what's left over, he pays 10% for his clothes, 7% for medicine. And okay, so I do have another mod for services. So my services, they can supply all of the needs for all the different items. So the services can be used if the people cannot find clothing, they can buy services instead. It's the same with cruise items, basic tools, all of this. So if they can't find what they need, they can come and they can buy services from downtown. Okay, I can speed this back up now. This way I can get all these houses finished. And now I don't need to really upgrade anything. There are certain things that I will and certain things that I don't really need to. There are certain things that I'm going to upgrade just for immersive, for fun reasons. That's really this whole thing, right? It's all just for fun. Now I'm going to come and look at my rental place. And I'm going to see what kind of things I need. I need steel. I already have glass. And I have all my rental districts coming up. So New York now has it. It's still expensive. If I go like this, it's 3 less. That's crazy. Wonder what the difference would be here. What would be the reason? It hires more bureaucrats. All it does is it lowers the housing. That's fine. So now I'm building my common ore mines in Ontario. And then once that's finished, I can upgrade my construction sector in Michigan to be a iron building. And I'm spending a lot of money on construction. Probably a little more than it should be. I do want some more government buildings, so I'm going to go for I'll do 5 more. No, I'm not doing 5 more. What's wrong? I will put one in Ohio. Like this. Illinois has a diplomatic play. So I'm going to mobilize, raise my conscriptions, send them on over. Make sure I get a general. I have 3 generals. I have a trade union, I have a farmer, and another farmer. He's cautious and he's a supply requisitions expert. Charismatic mountain combat expert. I'm going to take this mountain combat expert and send him over there. Oh wait, I'm the wrong way. There's mountains over here on this side, not on this side. Okay, paper is now back to being expensive. So I'll come to my paper mill, and I still don't have sulfur. So I guess I'll just build another paper mill. And I'm at war with Illinois now. But I am going to put down... Oh, I do have a sulfur mill. I'm going to go to my paper factory here. Oh, war's over. They lost 115 and I lost 378. So here's my paper mine. That's dangerous. If I come over here and colonize China, somewhere that has more people, they might be able to take me out. And every state in this map starts with 2 million people or something, maybe 1.5 million. I don't remember. Anyways, I'll come to my paper mill, and since I do have sulfur, I just don't have enough, I'm going to put it on sulfate pupating. And I want to double check and make sure I have a qualification check mark down here. So I have enough pops to fill everything that needs to be filled. And I'll go to my paper and I'll do sulfate. And that's all I'm going to do. Keep it like that. I'm going to come back here to my sulfur mine. And I'm going to see it's filling up with employees. And I'm going to want to build another one, I bet. Because sulfur is being used for paper and chemicals. Okay, Illinois is colonized. So I'm going to colonize Wisconsin next. Looking good, looking good. Or my houses. So I'm not building anything. I'm going to go ahead and look at my houses again. There's my urban buildings and rental districts. So I'll put one in Illinois and Wisconsin. So now I'm going to come through and put my actual houses. Yeah, and I'll put one in every state. Now Wisconsin wants to go to war. So I'll send my units over there. We'll start fighting them. Now hopefully they'll give up before anybody loses their lives. Yeah, I'm building all these rental houses. 42 weeks, 16 weeks. What's this one? Oh, okay, so that ain't bad. It's 1761. And I'm going to come to my construction sector. And I'm going to turn on iron frame buildings. And let's see, they lost 93 people. I lost 389. The war lasted for 5 months. It started January 22nd, and right now, oh, no, it doesn't say when it started. So that was a 5-month-long war. That's cool that it says that. I forgot that it says that, so now I'll start reading it. Now I need an iron mine. I need more iron. There's plenty of room for people to hire here, so I'm not worried about that. And leave it how it is. But my sulfur mine is full. I'm going to look at my resources down here. Click on sulfur mine. I can see I can build one in Ontario, but the construction efficiency is terrible. So I will put a second one here in Michigan. I have plenty of people looking for work. Cool. Everything is going well. And I'm losing a lot of money, but that's okay, because I know where I can save it at. I can pause this at any time, make that money back here. And now my whole economy isn't so dependent on construction, so my GDP isn't really affected. Ooh, short on iron. Let's go here and check out my iron mine. Now it is full. Fully employed. I'm going to build another one. And I'm going to throw both of these on top of the list. The sulfur and the iron. I want to get those out of the way. Now which state? So New York, I have homes and renting. And they're both looking good. Awesome. Same here in Ontario. Housing is expensive. And it's not going to tell me up here. I'm going to have to come in here and look at things myself. Unless there's something in here, but I really don't think there is. It would be... Yeah, I'm not going to look around in there. I think I already got it set how I wanted it. Okay, so... my iron and sulfur mines are both done. Iron and sulfur. Sulfur is a good price, but iron is still expensive. So I'm going to put myself a new iron mine. Now I think most of this iron is going to construction. Yes. All of it. So the entire iron industry is only for my construction. Which I'm not sure if it's a good idea. But it's alright. Now I'm going to go to my tooling workshop. I'm going to build another tool workshop. That first, right on top. It'll be 15 weeks. And I can turn it on wrought iron tools. I'm going to do that too. I still have a qualification check mark. Now the wrought iron tools is going to take iron and common ore. Now I make 75 tools. Iron is still expensive, So, and I don't have coal. I do not have coal yet, so I can't do that. Yeah, I'm just going to build another iron mine. And let's see. I'd like to put some stuff in my other states, but it would just be so expensive, you know. Down here in Ohio, well, let me check my market. Let me see what my prices look like. Fish is expensive. So is medicine. So over here in New York, I'll build another fish farm, another fishing wharf. It'll be a good idea. And over here I have shopkeepers and laborers. 9,000 laborers. 536 catching fish. And I'm not building anything. My GDP is 4.7 million. It's 32 cents per capita. The radicals are going down more than I expected. I thought they'd be worse, but I guess it's doing all right. And I do have my approvals in my government all the way up. But I do want to reform. I want to get the trade union in here. But it'll make it be unstable. And cause a lot of rebellion. I'm going to leave it where it is. And I'm not colonizing anything, so I'm going to set my colony up in Minnesota. Now these are just, most of these places, it's just peasant land, you know. And I need hardwood. So I'll come to Michigan and I'm going to look at my logging camp. And I'm going to see it's because a lot of people left their job. So I'll let this hire back up. And the hardwood is alright. So I can leave everything here how it is. Oil discovered in Pennsylvania. So that's another thing. In Ohio here, I'll build oil. Because I'm gonna need oil. And I want to start taking it out of the ground. My citizens will buy oil too. I can... Oil, goods, oh, I lost it. I'll wait until the oil field's done and then I'll click on the oil and see where it goes. Oh, now I need engines, right? Because the oil rig takes engines and coal. So I can't even use this yet. I need coal and engines. I'm going to get rid of that. I am going to build my coal mine. That'd be better. So now my iron mine here in Michigan is having some trouble. Because all of these laborers, they don't really want to work here. See, job satisfaction, negative 98. I already knew that before I clicked on it because I wouldn't want to work here either. They'd rather work somewhere else. They'd rather come here and work in the paper mill. Or the media industry, that's where they want to work. They make $13 here. But over here on the iron mine, these laborers only make $3.97. That sucks. So I'm going to go and I'm going to build my iron mine this way. I'm going to build a new iron mine here in Pennsylvania. 25.6, 25.6. But there's no check mark, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it in Wisconsin. There's enough job seekers to fill everything there. So I'm going to put my iron mine here in Wisconsin. Because the only people that work here on the subsistence farm, they only make 2 cents. So they'd just love to work in the iron mine, and they'll fill it up. Over here, not so much. So let's see, one more week. There we go. Iron mine is done. Now I have cheap iron, and they're hiring peasants. $2.45. Awesome. Now I'm not going to have to worry about iron. Well, I guess I won't know until I build something. So I got to pick something to build here. Now I have my coal mine. Where'd it go? Right here. So I'm going to build motors. Let's see. I need steel first. Let's go steel. And then motors. And I'll check my local prices. And I'll see... Right, I do need a few more things. So I'm going to go to my chemical plant. I can see it's not doing very well. It's because I didn't change this stuff. I'm going to turn ceramics on my glass. And I'm going to turn luxury clothes on my textile mills. So now my chemical plants are going to do better. As soon as they hire anybody, the prices would collapse and they'd fire everybody. But now it's going to go up. I need more silk. That's fine, they'll just hire. I should put a chemical, if there's 3 chemical factories, one could be just fertilizers, one could be set to dye, and one could be set to radon. There's a lot of competition here in Michigan for these different things. So, let's see. And none of these buildings have gold bars, so I'm not going to upgrade them. And I see that my steel mill is done. And my motor industries. And I want to look and see. Okay, populations don't buy engines. But I'm going to use the engines because I see that transportation is expensive here. I'm going to use those motors to build my first infrastructures, right? It's called something different. It's not called railroads. So here's my infrastructures. I'm going to use experimental trains. No, I'm jumping straight to steam trains right away. But that's the only move I'm going to do. I don't want experimental trains. Because I have steel, motors, and coal. So I'll do that. I still need some silk. What could I do to change this? Go to my chemicals plant. And I could probably make sulfur cheaper. So I'm going to build another sulfur mine. And see how that helps it. Minnesota is colonized. Alright, I think that's going to be the end of this episode. It's almost an hour and a half long. So that's cool. It's 5.6 million GDP, 17 million population. And yeah, those are the only 2 things I think I'll read. Tons of states, tons of stuff going on. I got all my buildings. There's a lot more work to do. There's tons more work to do. But that's it for the episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.